What's going on, guys? Hopefully you're all doing well and that you're all having yourselves a great day. My name is Jason Joseph. As always, this is Play-by-Play with JJ. I hope that you're all doing well. Before we get into the business side of things, make sure you make sure you subscribe, hit the bell icon too, so that way you know when I upload. And also, don't forget, if you want to join in on the conversation, right, the link is down below. In the description area. I forgot to pin it in the comments section. If you want to come on, talk about the Sixers before tonight's game, and just talk about some hoops and all that type of stuff, make sure that you do that. I'll be taking your calls as we go live in just a little bit. So, with that being said, let's talk about the Sixers and enjoy the show. All right, so I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't sugarcoat anything. I am actually really worried. I'm very scared now. And I'm also a little bit bothered. I'm a little annoyed, and I am a little scared. I think that if you're not scared about Joel Embiid's status, you're fooling yourself right now. He's listed as doubtful for tonight. Okay, I saw the video of him practicing today, shooting in the gym, shooting at the Celtics facility in the garden, but man, a little tear in the meniscus, that's what I've been hearing, and that bothers me a lot. I go back to the Brooklyn Nets series, and I just don't understand how the fact that their whole strategy was basically to just injure him, throw the entire kitchen sink at him, but punch him, get into his head, elbow him, in the stomach, elbow him in the knees, and just push him out of the way. Literally try to take this guy out, because that's the only way that the Brooklyn Nets were going to win. And that mindset, where did it get them? It got them swept. They took out our biggest player, and now for the third straight year, this dude is literally not healthy in the second round. The NBA should be very ashamed of themselves. I'm speaking from the heart here. I am really worried. And it really bothers me. I was going to let this sink in. I had a hard time of trying to figure out ways that I could, assess this whole situation. I spoke to a family friend of mine who's a doctor, and he made me feel a lot better about the situation, and all that sort of stuff. But with everything that I'm hearing, I'm just really annoyed. I'm just really bothered, because who do I trust? I don't know who to trust. And if Joel really is not going to be playing tonight, and if his knee is really just bothering him so much, and that's going to hinder him throughout this series, okay, the Sixers are the Sixers. It'll be funny to me if they'll even take this to 7 games without Joel Embiid. I'm bothered, and I'm a little heartbroken. I don't really know what to say, because this team goes as far as he does. Do I think that we could steal one tonight? Sure. I'm not telling you that the series is over. We'll get into strategies and all that sort of stuff in a little bit. I do want you guys to come on to the Discord call and voice your opinion about things, but I'm telling you right now that I'm really bothered, and I'm just very annoyed. And the Brooklyn Nets, they should be ashamed of themselves, because they did this. And where to get them? Swept. I don't understand what the whole philosophy was. Okay, if you want to double team Joel Embiid throughout the entire series because you don't have the personnel, that's fine. But the whole goal for them was to just take him out. Just take him out, like boxing match. And you can't do that. And this is what sets the team back. And it's not Daryl Morey's fault. It's not Doc Rivers' fault. It's just with the way that things have been going year in and year out, and the Brooklyn Nets caused this. And that's what really bothers me. Even if he is 50%, that's better than no percent of Joel Embiid. We all know that. But it really does eat me up inside, and I personally can't hide it because we all want to see this team get out of the second round. It's been 4 straight years that we've had the same sort of result over and over and over again. The Phillies, they made it out of September. They had those September slumps for years and years and years and years, and finally, last year, even though their September was horrendous, they got over the hump. They made it to the playoffs, and then they got hot at the right time. Did they back their way in? Sure they did. But they got over that hump. The Sixers can't get over that hump, and it's been 22 years since this team even made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. How can I not be bothered by Joel Embiid's injury and him being doubtful for tonight? It breaks my heart. And I'm very nervous about it. But with that being said, okay, the rest of the team has to step up. Okay, I'm not giving them a pass. They need to go out there. They need to make sure that everybody's getting their touches. The game plan needs to be with a whole lot of ball movement. Like, there has to be a whole lot of that in play. Okay, find the open man. That's what I'm going to be looking for. The defense is still going to have to be really good. I still expect a lot out of DeAnthony Melton to play really solid defense on the perimeter. If Jaylen Brown is being guarded by Melton and that's not working, okay, we have to switch things up. We got to do things on the fly. And Doc Rivers, I'm going to have eyes on you in that regards. James Harden, you got to take more shots. If Embiid's not going to be there, logically speaking, you're not only going to have to get everybody else involved, but you're going to have to take more shots, and you got to get shots at yourself. If James Harden can actually somehow turn back the clock and be that dog that he was in Houston, the Sixers actually have a shot of beating the Boston Celtics without Joel Embiid, even if he doesn't play in 6 or 7 games. I'm just saying hypothetically speaking. But tonight, if he really is doubtful, he has to be that dog. James Harden has to be the guy. He has to be taking the shots. He has to be making the shots. I saw him putting in the work with the mid-range game and all that type of stuff. That makes me happy. You got to finish better at the rim. I didn't say anything about the whole Las Vegas thing, flying to the casino. But if you don't ball out tonight, I'm going to say something. I will say something on the postgame show. Because while, yes, the Joel Embiid injury does hinder the Sixers in a lot of ways, that's no excuse for James Harden's game. That's no excuse as to how the rest of the team plays because we have to feed off of what we have. I'm going to open it up to the phones in just a little bit. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure that you join the Discord server down below. It's in the comments section. Gabe just posted it there. Shout out to Gabe Venuto. He's the best. Join the voice chat, and I'll be sure to get your thoughts on. But I have to just rant a little bit more because I really am just worried. I'm actually really nervous deep down. The Sixers don't go as far as they do without their big man, Joel Embiid. How will tonight's game, what are they going to have to do tonight without Embiid? Well, I'm going to put it in simple terms. Tobias Harris has to take more shots. I want to see Tyrese Maxey be that have that killer instinct in him. I've seen him do it, but against Boston, he's been really cold for some reason. But you're going to have to try to find ways to get Maxey involved. The rotations are certainly going to be a lot different tonight because Joel's not playing. And in all honesty, I think that Dwayne Dedmon is a better backup center than even Montrezl Harrell. But some of the time, you're going to have to put PJ Tucker at the 5 spot. Sometimes maybe you might have to put Jalen McDaniels over there. Okay? The goal has to be to just utilize the athletic lineups as much as possible and yet come up with a different type of a rotation for for different lineups, like for the second unit and all that sort of stuff. I do not want to see all bench lineups, even without Joel Embiid. Doesn't matter. Doc hopefully did his before game preparation on this, because this is how it has to be. PJ Tucker needs to ball out. He has to play really well off the glass. The reason why that the Sixers were so dominant in that last series against the Brooklyn Nets, which seems like it was eons ago, because it was like 9 days ago since they last played a basketball game. They have to do everything that they can to just get those offensive rebounds, because that was what they did such a great job at. Paul Reed had 7 or 8 offensive rebounds in the last game that they played? I need that to happen. Even if Embiid does not play tonight. They got to do well off the glass. They got to get the boards. They got to dish the rock really well. We can't be making any sort of careless passes against Boston, because Boston knows how to pick apart defenses. Get them into situations where Paul Reed and James Harden are going to pick and roll to the basket, because that seems to work. Because Boston, statistically, and even from an eye test perspective, they're really not good at guarding the pick and roll. I didn't see a whole lot of that in the last series. That has to be the bread and butter coming into today. Even if Joel was going to play, that was going to have to be a big thing regardless. Pick and roll offense. Get everybody else involved. And sometimes, it doesn't even have to be a pick and roll. It can just be a pick and pop. There's going to have to be more of that tonight, too, by James Harden. Harden has to make his shots. He has to get his teammates involved. He has to carry a bigger load tonight. He can't be a deer in the headlights. And that's just plain and simple. I want to go to the bench. Okay? DeAnthony Melton, I talked about him. Maybe he's going to start tonight. I have no idea. But Jalen McDaniels, hopefully he can take some more threes. That would be really nice. Play some solid defense. There just has to be hunger from the bench tonight. And probably Shake Milton's going to have to get a couple of starting minutes too, I guess. If Tyrese Maxey is, if you have James Harden and Tyrese Maxey out there, you might have to put Shake Milton there for a little bit too, because Harden will need a little bit of rest. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens in that regard. But this whole Joel Embiid thing changes everything. And it just makes me so sick to my stomach, because I just want him to be healthy. And I want this team to be at its full strength. That's all I ask for. And every single year, this is what I get. And I'm bummed. Anyhow, coaching matchups wise, and then I'll get to your calls. Again, join the Discord server. The link is down below. It's in the comments section. Gabe already posted it over there. It's also in the description area too. Doc Rivers and Joe Mazzulla. I've always said that talent outweighs really good coaching, but now that Joel Embiid is doubtful for tonight's game, coaching is going to have to play more of a bigger factor for the Sixers tonight. When you cut a pie chart and you see to yourself, okay, who is going to have a lot of impact in the game, or who has had the most impact in tonight's game? On the whole, on the whole game itself, Doc Rivers he's going to have a whole lot to do with that. The rotations, the play calling, the lineups that he throws out there. There has to be really good strategy. And if he's playing chess while Joe Mazzulla is playing checkers, that would be awesome. I've gave Doc a lot of credit in the first round because I thought that he did things really well. I liked Jalen McDaniels playing those backup 5 minutes from, the end of the beginning of the fourth quarter till the 10-minute mark. I was fine with that. Every single minute counts. Guys have to step up, but the coaching staff really has to do their job tonight. And just throughout the series if Embiid's going to miss time? I don't know. I'm just like, I'm just stunned. I really am. But I'm going to be taking your calls because I want to hear what you guys have to say. Because, the more I think about it, the more annoyed I am because I want to get over that hump. We've been looking for this entire season. It has come down to this moment right here. Getting past the second round. And with the way that the land looks, with Milwaukee losing to Miami, I'm not saying that Miami would be easy to beat or New York would be easier to beat, but I feel like that it would have been a tougher road if Milwaukee would have made it, and I think a lot of people would have thought that too. This right here is our best shot. And regardless of if Joel is healthy or not, I still need to see this team go out there and compete at its best. I'm holding everybody accountable, but I also understand that this team is totally different without their big man out there. No excuse, though. We got to go out there and ball. And with that, I'm going to open things up and go to the phone lines and just hear from you guys because I love you all. And, we'll be talking about the game tonight. We'll be doing a live play-by-play. We'll have a post-game show. We have a really, really cool guest that's coming on tonight as well for the post-game pod. And but I wanted to just open this up to you guys because I really just wanted to come on here and just express my thoughts before we dive into this whole series. And I wanted to just have a conversation with you. Okay? Because right now, I don't feel good. But maybe you guys can enlighten me, and maybe you guys can give your thoughts and try to make me feel a little bit better. So with that, we're going to open things up to the phone lines. I see that JC's over here. If you guys haven't done so already, make sure that you join the Discord server. It is linked down below in the YouTube channel or on the YouTube channel. All right? Join it and, come onto the voice call. And I'll get your opinions on things. All right. So with that, let's give JC the floor. JC's our first caller on here. I'll also open up the chat on here too. All right, JC, you are on with JJ. Oh, you haven't accepted it just yet. We'll invite. I love FNT as well.
Jason, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up? What's up?
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
I'm gonna put this on.
It's good to hear your voice, man. Oh, I think I lost you for a sec. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's going on, Mike?
What's up, buddy? Are you ready for the series?
Yeah, I'm ready for the series. I'm just really annoyed. I don't know if you've been.
No, I know. I feel for you because you were saying I was just watching before, but it's like you can't get a nice full Embiid playoff experience,
Yeah. Yeah, that's what really bothers me. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. That's what really does bother me. But I mean, in your opinion, how do you think that the series will play out? And do you think that the Sixers can at least take a couple of games, even if Embiid is not fully healthy?
I don't know, because I do think the Celtics are the best team in the East, so it'll be tough. And plus, it's in
Phillies.
Boston, so I said the Celtics.
Oh, you said okay, I thought you said the Phillies.
No, speaking of the Phillies, they screwed me over yesterday on my bet.
Oh gosh.
But no. I think the Celtics are the best team, so I do think they're gonna struggle. But they need to steal one game. If they can't, the series is over, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you. Is there any sort of any other thoughts you have about this series in regards to just the coaching staff or something that you saw in the previous series against your Brooklyn Nets or something that you wanted to point out?
Oh my God, the Nets! Don't even get me started. That was an easy sweep you guys had. That was easy. besides Bridges and maybe, Claxton was pretty good in the series, but no, if Maxey and Harden don't like go off, then they really can't do much. Because I personally don't think Tobias Harris is that good, but they're gonna need huge games from the three of them, or else they're done.
Yeah, yeah, no, absolutely, Mike. I have to get somebody else to come on here because we have some other people in the call. But I really do appreciate you coming on here. But no, just to like back up your points really quickly, I think that you make some really valid points about Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey, and James Harden because that's gonna have to be your big three right now. If Embiid is not fully healthy, and if he's not focusing on the offensive side, and his goal is supposed to be more on defense, okay, Toby has to take more shots. Do I still want to see more pull-up jumpers from him? Not as much, but there has to be more catch-and-shoot threes that he has to hit. But I don't know. I'm really just like low-key just bothered. Seriously. All right, JC, we'll get you on. I know that you said that you wanted to come on. What's up, JC? Thanks for coming on. You're on Play-by-Play with JJ.
Hopped on with JJ. You know what he say? Talk about Maxi because Maxi our baby. So I'm trying to freestyle to cheer you up, my man.
Thanks, man.
I'm not thrilled either. Obviously, I do think. How's my audio? You can hear me all right?
I can hear you fine. Yep.
Okay, so I do think like to lower catastrophe levels. I do think that, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like you're viewing this like Embiid is out at least 4 to 5 games, or are you just panicking about the game one in particular?
I'm just panicking about the series. I'm just panicking about the overall series because if Embiid is not even fully healthy and, like, let's just say he comes back for game 2 and yet, like, he's not fully healthy and he's not 100%, I'm just nervous because even without a fully healthy Embiid, this team is so different. And you know that too, obviously.
Yeah, well, one, I'll say that I saw Embiid without his brace. That gives me confidence in terms of the swelling has gone down. I know there's been tons of different reports, right? Shams said that it was worse than a grade 1. Skip Bayless apparently has people inside the Sixers that said it's a tear, which I think that's bullshit. Because if it was a tear, we would have known by now. But Woj has optimism that Joel is going to play game 2, and that's what I've thought all along is he was not going to play game 1 no matter how good he felt just because of precaution. But I always thought that there's a good chance he comes back game 2, and at the very worst, he comes back game 3. I don't think we're looking at Joel being out for a majority of this series. I will say that I have seen this team play their best basketball as a team when Joel has been resting or hurt. Of course, are we better without Joel Embiid? Of course not. But I've seen Glenn Rivers really step up his coaching, and all of our secondary players step up to the plate, whether it be Melton having that big game against Brooklyn, Tobias having a couple of big games. And I really trust Harden's basketball IQ more than a lot of other people. I know you said the deer in the headlights thing. I think personally that's a little harsh because I don't really buy into this whole media narrative that Harden just fucking sucks in the playoffs, because if you look statistically, he's averaged like over 25 points per game like pretty much every playoffs he's been in. He's going to be Harden's the smartest player on the floor. I'm not worried about the whole deer in headlights thing. I just need James Harden to not be taking 17 shots. I need him to be taking 27 shots. That's what I need when Joel is out. You've just got to turn up the temperature as a scorer. And I know that James Harden can do that. Specifically against Boston, he's averaged 25.5 points per game this year, 9.5 assists. He's had some incredible games against Boston and shot the ball really well against them. And I think a big key in tonight's game is you were talking about getting Tobias more involved, right? So my biggest concern with last round, you could still hear me, right?
Yep, you're still here.
Jason?
Yep, can you hear me? Are you still there? Hello?
I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. All right. Well, I'm gonna move you.
Have you been able to hear me?
No, I can't hear you now. I'm gonna move you to the audience real quick. I'm sorry about that, my guy. I think that you make some really good points, in regards to James Harden, in a sense where I understand that he, like, has had some really good performances against Boston, but you also have to understand too that playoff basketball is a different beast compared to regular season basketball, and I just know that in big moments that even like when he tries, like he can come up small. Like he doesn't always make his shots. Like we saw against Houston, and yeah, I'll get you back on in a sec. But like we saw against Houston where he just like, after Chris Paul got injured, he took a lot of shot attempts and he just the shots just like weren't falling. So he has to make his shots in order for the Sixers to even do really well. If Embiid is not going to be 100%, he has to take more shots and he has to make them. And that's just like what it comes down to. And I'm a little concerned about that, to be honest, because I haven't necessarily seen that a whole lot with him. Now, granted, he hasn't really had to do it because Embiid's been playing, but can he do it? And if Embiid's going to be out for a little bit of time, will he be able to do it? That's my question to you. But I'll invite you back on to just give your final thoughts. There we go.
Sorry about that audio. Can you hear me?
You sound very it's very vibey.
Is it a little better now? I don't know.
Nah, it's not better. I can't really hear you. I'm sorry about this, my guy. I'm sorry about this. Yeah, I can't really hear you. I know, but I think that I'm just nervous about Joel's health. I'm just really, really nervous about his health. And I'm just really hoping that he's going to be fully healthy. And if the Sixers are going to have to survive without him for one game, like, that's fine. But we just know that Joel Embiid has to be healthy in order for this team to reach their goal. That's what it comes down to. James will have to do, like, more work, and the coaching staff, there's going to be more eyes on them because there's no excuse. Even if Embiid is not fully healthy and he's playing, whether he's playing or not, there's no excuse from the coaching staff or anybody else. None. But I am a little nervous. And that's where I am right now. Maybe I'll feel a little bit different at the end of tonight. I was feeling more optimistic last week, but I don't trust the reports that have been out there. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens. All right, well, that's going to wrap things up. Yeah, so in the future, if you guys want to come on and give your takes about the Sixers, or even about the Phillies, whenever we do a Phillies podcast, make sure that you come on here and just join the voice chat and all that sort of stuff. But that's going to wrap things up here. My name is Jason Joseph. This is Play-by-Play with JJ. We'll be back on tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. And, I'll catch you all later tonight. We'll also have a post-game show as well. And, I will see you all on the next one. Peace.